Hey guys, it is Friday and we're here to talk to you about 3 of the biggest things that happened in gaming this week and tell you our thoughts on them. Share your thoughts in that comment section below, but for now, let's crack into it.
As the unstoppable flow of time keeps hurtling us towards the end of the year and to the grave, it means it's almost time for Game of the Year nominations and the Game Awards.
Yes, the Game Awards, which whether you love them or hate them are always entertaining. But there's one particular really interesting nominee that's up for the grand prize this year, and that's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. The reason you probably already know that it's an interesting nominee is the game isn't officially out yet.
Yeah, it's still in early access.
It is still in early access. It's due out soon. It's due out on Xbox One on December 12th.
But even then, it's still coming to the game preview program, so it's still not the full release.
Well, it's supposed to have its 1.0 PC release sometime in December, but that doesn't take away from the main fact that it's an early access game and it's actually got 3 nominations within the Game Awards categories. When Brendan Green, PlayerUnknown himself, was asked about it, he said he didn't know if they deserved that award and he doesn't really want to win it. He cited games like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Horizon as absolute masterpieces, and he reckoned they should win the Game of the Year award and not Battlegrounds. As much as he said it would be great for the team, he reckons that maybe they're not there yet.
Just let's give everybody a little bit of a preview of Game of the Year. What's on your list for this year?
Man, there were so many great games, as Brendan Green said. Horizon, great game. Zelda, awesome game. I personally really love Persona 5. Hellblade, what about you?
Cuphead. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle,
Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey, Strafe, Hacknet Labyrinths. It's all there. It's going to be great.
Well, let us know what's on your Game of the Year list down in that comment section, and let's do our next story.
Jess, no one lies on the internet.
No one lies on the internet.
Unless, of course, you're the Russian Ministry for Defense.
Yes, they do lie on the internet. Although I think accidentally, because it would be weird if they did this on purpose. Basically, what they did was tweet out proof that the US is working with ISIS. Yes, somehow Russia, the US, and ISIS have appeared on a GameSpot news story, but here we are. The reason this relates to gaming is that the picture, the image they showed, which they said was irrefutable proof that the US is working with ISIS, is actually from a mobile game.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, yeah, so someone ran a Google reverse image search and yeah, it shows up pretty clear that it's just a screenshot.
Yeah, the person who found it was researcher and academic Elliot Higgins, who wrote up his findings on the online myth-busting site Bellingcat.
Yeah, as you can imagine, the photo has now been deleted from the Twitter account, but not before we got our hands on it, and so did a bunch of other people. So let's just enjoy this extremely ludicrously strange story.
No word on whether or not that mobile game features microtransactions. What a perfect segue into the story of the week. EA, Star Wars, loot crates, microtransactions.
You would have seen those words through, I think, almost every news episode we've made this week, because it is the biggest thing that's happening in gaming right now, is a whole lot of controversy over not just loot crates in Battlefront, but loot crates across the board, how governments are regulating them, should they regulate them?
Should they be classed as gambling? Should they not be classed as gambling? But let's do a really quick recap. So, it was revealed when reviews were starting to come out about Star Wars Battlefront 2 that the time to unlock certain characters like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, basically all the characters you'd want to play as, was tied to about 40 hours of game time because you each, and you had to earn, I think it was about 60,000 credits or something to pay for one character. EA responded, they reduced the cost down to 15,000, but then people found that at the end of the single player campaign, when you used to be awarded 20,000 credits, you are now being awarded 5,000 credits. And EA's justification for that was because at the end of the campaign, they wanted you to buy Iden Versio, the protagonist of the single player campaign, for play and multiplayer.
So that's half of the problem. The other half of the problem is the loot crates.
Yes.
Where you get star cards. And the problem and the reason that we haven't heard all this controversy with a game like Overwatch, and we are hearing it now, is there are loads of skill-based things cropping up in those loot crates. Big one that came up in the last couple of days that appeared on Reddit is something that actually increases your ability to auto-aim, which is
really
crazy.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, obviously there's star cards that increase things like your stealth, you won't appear on minimaps, and none of these are tied to progression. All of these are tied to random loot drops in loot crates. And so it started raising obviously the very obvious question of, is this game pay to win? And on the surface, it absolutely looks like. But I would go so far as to say it's not pay to win. It's pay for the chance to win.
Yeah.
Because none of these are guaranteed drops. You're not buying a crate that is going to guarantee you're going to get this perfect stealth mod. It's just giving you the chance to maybe get it.
Well, and that's what perfectly leads into what Belgium is investigating right now, is whether these programs, whether these systems do classify as gambling.
Specifically,
when you don't know what you're getting.
Yes, specifically they're looking at Overwatch and Battlefront 2 as to whether or not they do constitute gambling. Obviously, the ESRB also looked into that recently, and they ruled that it's not gambling because no matter what you do, you're going to get content that is usable in a game. You're not actually losing anything when you get in. You may not get what you want, but you're not losing anything. Like, you can't open a crate and get nothing. That
may have been the ESRB's ruling, but it's certainly not what a lot of you seem to be saying, given your response on GameSpot and your response on Reddit. Reddit currently has a petition going to ask the ESRB to basically revisit their ruling. As of the time of shooting, it has over 50,000 signatures. And I think the point of all of this controversy, I think the main thing we can drill down into is the very top post on all of games for the last week, which is vote with your wallet. If this isn't something that you're happy with, if this isn't a system you want to support, then don't pick up the game. If it's something that you don't mind, if it's something that doesn't affect your experience of Battlefront 2 or any other game, then that's your choice as well.
Of course, as soon as we finish recording this story, EA decides to remove all microtransactions from Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's right, no more microtransactions at all in Battlefront 2. The Crystal Shop has been completely removed, with EA and DICE pledging not to return it until they've found the right balance for these microtransactions. What form that's going to take, they're asking for your input on, and they are saying that Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a game that they want input and thoughts, and they want it to be around for a long time. So keep giving them your feedback on this one, I think. That's everything we have for you today. We will see you guys in about 2 days for Extra Life. That's right. If you are watching on GameSpot.com, we've been going for 5 hours at this point.
Ooh.
The Extra Life stream, 72 hours of video games non-stop for the kids. There's 36 hours in the US office, then 12 hours in the UK office. Rounding it out is 24 hours with Jess and I here in Australia. We'll have special guests. Just Eddie.
and maybe Ed.
And maybe Ed, we'll see.
But you can tune in right now. So go to twitch.tv/GameSpot. Go donate if you can do it. We are supporting children's charity this year, and your money will go to a really good cause. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of the weekend.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
It's the end of the working week, which means one thing and one thing only. It's time for us to tell you about 3 of the biggest stories of the week and what we think about them. Thank you for tuning in. This is the GameSpot News Friday Roundup.
That is so annoying.
We will not be doing that again. Jesus.
I'm editing, so none of this is gonna see the light of day.
It's a well-known fact that. Fucking hell. No word on whether or not that mobile game features microtransactions. That's it. That's